whatever you learned till 2024 is irrelevant today. Okay. Whatever you have learned is irrelevant. If you don't master AI, if you don't master robotics, if you don't learn these new skills, all the old programming jobs are going to go away. By the end of this year, mark my words, ChatGPT and very other things can change the way entire technology industry is going through. We tested certain things. What used to take, let's say, 3 years with 20 people to build a system, we can do it in a week now. What used to take a month, we can do it in an hour. McKinsey level consultants, the reports, Kitty, like you remember, like during Ameri days, the filing of S1 to NASDAQ, etc.
S1, yeah.
I can do it like this, like put the full prompt, boom, right? The way, like the knowledge worker disruption that is happening, all the people who are attending this, mark my words, everything has changed. Last year, everything changed in the US. The advent of, 2023 was the ChatGPT evolution began, and early this year was the DeepSeek and the new R1 model, R2 model, etc. The AI, and for all of you from Malnad College of Engineering, right? I'll tell you one interesting statistic. In 1990, in my final year of engineering, we had Dr. Venkatesh Murthy as our professor. He had come back from Canada. He made us to take AI as our elective. My elective in 1990 was AI. Okay. So, like AI is not new, but what it has done this year is just insanely great. It is going to change every kind of job. AI along with robotics. Whoever is not a software, computer engineer in this session, if you are in non-computer engineering, learn robotics. If you are in computer engineering, master AI as soon as possible. Otherwise, game is off. So, Kitty, to go back to your question, why did I, like pivot and change, etc., is being humble and understanding that technology is moving faster than you. If you don't catch up, you will be nobody. I used to be one of the first ones to go to library every morning. We had, her name was Rekha. She used to open the door, and I was the first one. And I used to read two things, those days, like Economic Times and Time magazine. And that had given me the fascination about US, right? And I wanted to go to US. That's how it started. And once I came to US, I saw the power of entrepreneurship, and I saw the power of what somebody, a very ordinary guy like me, what can be done, right? I saw multiple people doing it. I said, if they can do it, why not I? And I wanted to, like attempt that, and then and I was lucky to, get really good mentors, breaks, and etc. And I don't know, like Kitty, it's about luck favors, when you take the risk. If you don't take the risk, fortune favors the brave, right? And see, it is for those of you, like all the new young, about to become engineering graduates, right? Please increase the surface area of luck. Okay. For example, you have come to this meet and you might learn something. Okay. What I recommend is whenever you get this kind of opportunity, make sure that you make 3 bullet points of the lessons that you learned out of this event. And then go back and, like look at it 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, right? I have had that kind of mentoring by some of the greatest people who helped me to correct myself. And then that's how it became an obsession. Cake, okay? Morning cake, afternoon cake, evening cake. If you keep eating, what will happen? You will fall sick and probably you will die fast. Your brain needs better chemicals. Same way, get out of the, like dopamine, digital dopamine that comes from all these, like scrolling and, this way and this way, right? If you give that up and use the right tool, you can achieve anything. the greatest advantage of those kind of tools is if you rightly use, you can build the next Google, you can build the next ChatGPT itself, right? The opportunities are endless with the right tool. But the same tool, your cell phone is the greatest tool that is available, entire encyclopedia is on the hand. Question is, are you using for expanding your knowledge, challenging yourself, or endlessly scrolling? STD booths. Okay. Till 2005, like in India had millions of STD booths, right? And then when Reliance Infocom came in and started the cell phone revolution, within 2-3 years, all that went away. Okay? You don't see a STD booth operator today.
Yeah.
Programming jobs are like STD booth operators.
Okay.
I hate to say that the massive disruption, complete disruption has already come. It is not, when will it come? It has come. Are you adopting or not? See, what used to take to build a system, right? Let's say, it was a 10-man-year project, like you come from that company where everything is man-year, man-hours and stuff like that, right? If let's say it took, 2,000 hours to do a project, that same project with the right tools, you can do it in less than 10 hours. So 2000 to 10, right? Then what are you doing? I mean, you don't need, so about 10 years back, my dear friend, you know whom, so my mentor, friend, etc., right? So he asked me, Giri, give me an example of how this AI will change. So what I told him is, sir, you have this coffee estate. You are using 100 coolies to, put a canal in the coffee estate. 100 coolies, let's say it takes 100 days. And now suddenly you have JCB. When the JCB comes, you don't need 100 days and 100 people. You need one JCB driver and maybe one cleaner who will, take care of the JCB machine. So AI, all of you, please think like it is the JCB of the manual digging. Okay? And JCB has come. You may not be using it today. You still prefer, no, I want employment, so I will keep every employee and I will manually dig. But there will be one more guy who will be sitting with the JCB and he'll get that contract. Right? It has taken like number of years, but we are here. All I'm going to tell is, all my MCE friends, every job is being disrupted. There is no job which is not being disrupted. If you are a mechanical engineer, you need to be aware that it's about robotics and robotic arms and stuff like that, right? You need to figure that out. If you are a civil engineer, what is the newest method of construction in arriving at that mastery? Electronics, how do you do 5 nanometer chip design, not 8086 programming or something like that, right? Electrical, how do you design the next generation of electrical grid? So you need to figure out what is that mastery that you need to do. If you are in programming, that is going to be the hardest hit, by the way. Software engineering is going to be the hardest hit. Because why? A set of programs can be easily automated and written using another tool. Already, see, like surprising thing, the data, GitHub, right? 80% of the new code that is getting committed on GitHub is written by AI.
Generated code, yeah.
Generated code. So, like every college has thousands of want to be software engineers. What's going to happen to them? If they don't understand and move fast and learn the latest skills and arrive at mastery and don't put that sadhana, it becomes a very, very hard thing. Sorry for being the conveyor of the bad news, but everything is exploding. Everything is getting, disrupted. There is nothing which is not getting disrupted because I'm in the middle of all that transformation. It's chaos. Earlier, we used to think I need 100 programmers. Now I say, why more than 5?
Yeah.
To take 1 year to write a report. ChatGPT, the $200 version, right? I have the $200 version that can, give a much better than McKinsey report with just one prompt. Oh, I have to teach you guys one other thing. Okay, this is last few months back I learned this, so I will give you guys one quick thing. Okay, make this a note. Write it down, etc. Very important thing that I have learned, which has come out very handy. See, till around November, right? The story was about prompt engineering. How do you write the prompt? Now it has become engineering the prompt. Okay, that is the latest switch that has happened. That means we as humans, all of us on this in this room, right? All of us are not as smart as to write the right prompt itself. So what I learned was to engineer the prompt. That means I don't write prompt anymore. I will ask ChatGPT to give me the right prompt. Let's say I want to do project XYZ. Earlier we used to say, oh, write a project report for XYZ, right? Now I write, think like an expert, kitty kind of management consultant, think like him, and then give me the prompt to write a prompt about the project. So it's like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Inception movie. It's like, going 2 levels inside, right? So learn and master the art of engineering the prompt, not prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is right from McKinsey to management consultants, technology consultants, etc., that will get disrupted. Okay? All knowledge work will be automated. That's number one. Number two, the rise of the robotics. I am betting heavily on rise of robotics. Most of the things which was manual labor will go into robotics. And the third thing that I'm betting is flying cars. Google, Gemini, right? They have this one product called AlphaFold. Okay? It can do protein folding. Okay? And it has become the world's #1 pharmaceutical research tool.
Yeah.
Right? If you ask any of those our engineering guys, do you know about Google AlphaFold? I can guarantee most of them won't know. And that worries me than whether they know Indian Vice President. Who cares whether they know Indian Vice President? But if you don't know the latest tool and the latest technology of the future, the future generation will suffer. So it is no longer about having the general knowledge. It is the need is to have the specific next generation knowledge. Like every semester, I take one class to MS program here in the technology management. One of the things that we learn from some of the greatest professors and stuff like that is being humble at the same time confident, right? The confidence is we know stuff. Being humble is whatever we know till last month was useless. Okay, it's a paradoxical thing, right? Like but you don't know. See, if you put a circle of the world's knowledge, okay, I learned from one of my mentors. He said, YK, what you know is 1%. PK, don't know, that is another 1%. So you know that you don't know. But don't know. You don't even know that you don't know is 98% of the world's knowledge. Okay? So in that paradox, you being humble, if you are humble, that whatever I knew till last month is irrelevant because technology has advanced, knowledge has advanced, right? Let's say I could write a great LLM model, right? In the OpenAI, kind of framework. It used to cost me $1,000, and for $35, DeepSeek is writing. So that knowledge of OpenAI is useless, right? So like that, what academia and teachers in this group, you need to this is not a recommendation or anything like that. This is my humble suggestion. Please start the day assuming that whatever you knew last month is useless, and then start asking the ChatGPT, how do I take my old knowledge with the current new knowledge that has come in? If ChatGPT is not used by faculty and students at the same time, we are missing out the world's, evolution, revolution that is happening.